What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you come into the channel and check out the content. And with that being said, I want to speak on Bryce James and like how I think pretty much how his career could probably go while he is at Arizona playing basketball. Right now, the first game that Bryce James that Arizona played, well, I don't know if it was their first game, but they played a division. I think it was a Division 2 school. I forgot the name of the school, but Bryce James got in there, and they blew the Arizona blew them out. Arizona is ranked. I think they ranked number 13 in the country, which is really so. He's on a really good Arizona team. Lot of talent. In the last game they played against Florida. Florida is ranked number 3. Arizona, like I said, ranked number 13. Bryce James didn't get no time in that game, right? Well, which I don't think that that's a bad thing. I think that because Bryce James is playing with a much better team than Bronny James played with at USC, I think that will help Bryce James' game, in my opinion, to get better. You know, because when I watched him play against that Division 3 team or Division 2 team, my fault, he looked out of place. He didn't look like he had any confidence or anything in that game. Although the team was you know, like I said, they beat them by like about 30 over 30 points. Right. But Bryce James still didn't look like he had confidence, and he didn't look like he was he felt like he belonged in there. And so I think that over time, Bryce will his confidence will get better because he's playing with some guys at this Arizona, like this program. Arizona is really good. It's better than the USC program that Bronny James played for, right? And so I saw a recent article that came up, uh, about Bryce James, and it says why Bryce James didn't play versus Florida. Expectations for LeBron's son at Arizona. And this was a really good article, and it makes some good points, right? Let me see. Do I need my glasses? And it says Bryce James, the youngest son of NBA legend LeBron James, had his first collegiate game Monday as number 13 Arizona took down number 3 Florida, but didn't hear his number called, right? So, like I said, Florida number 3 in the country, Arizona 13. So they got some ballers at Arizona. James watched from the bench as his Wildcats upset defending champions. James' lack of playing time might come as a surprise to some, but there are a handful of reasons why he wasn't on the floor Monday, right? So, like I said, I don't think it's going. To me, I don't think it's a surprise that he's not going to see a whole lot of time. While James's brother Bronny was a consensus 5-star prospect heading into his freshman year at USC, the younger James is considered to be a 3-star prospect and the number 324 player in the country by 24/7 Sports composite rankings. James didn't exactly earn his way into the rotation, and let me see, with his play at Arizona, exhibition game, right? So even when he played in the exhibition game, he wasn't impressive. Then on top of that, he is a 3-star ball player. So meaning that he's a 3-star, he's not a 5-star. And some people don't even think Bronny is a legitimate 5-star. But I think when you ranking Bryce as a 3-star player does Bryce a favor. That means that you're not giving Bryce anything. That means whatever Bryce is going to have to earn it. So they had Bryce ranked as the number 324th player in the country. So that's as a 3-star basketball player. So at least they was keeping it honest with him, and they're not going to be, they're not giving him anything. The article goes on to say it's fairly normal for a three-star freshman not to get in any playing time early in their career, especially in a game like Mondays. Right. You know what I mean? You going up against Arizona, you're going up against Florida, national champions, and Florida is ranked number 3 in the country. So, they kept their rotation. Arizona kept their rotation short. I think they only played in that game, they played 8. Yeah, they only went 8 deep into their rotation because it was a tight game, right? So let me see. The Wildcats were going up against one of the best teams in the country, looking to make a statement to begin the year. Arizona head coach Tommy Lloyd used just 8 players against the Gators, so he didn't exactly go deep into his rotation. Let me see. While he didn't get any minutes on Monday, Arizona has a few bye games in November and December that should be lopsided enough to get him into, the game. So that's good, right? So because they are a very good team, Arizona, they're going to blow some people out. And when they blow people out, that's when Bronny James had an opportunity to get in there and develop his game. And I like this for Bronny James. Number one, because when you think about it, LeBron James won't be in the league. So if Bryce James wants to get in the league after LeBron James is gone, he's going to have to be a legitimate NBA prospect for people to get a look at him. And the only way for him to be a legitimate NBA prospect is for him to put in the work. So being at Arizona with a really good team, a young team, I didn't, man, they got some ballers on this team. So they got a young team in Arizona, and he's going to have to work his way into that rotation. Arizona is not, they don't feel like they're obligated to give this guy anything, and he's going to have to work his way into it. Let me see. James knew he wasn't going to be a key player on Arizona's roster as a freshman. He's just looking to develop his game before eventually finding a spot in the rotation, and that's it. That's the only way. That's the only way Bryce can get to the next level is if he develop his game. Tommy Lloyd said that. Let me see. Tommy Lloyd said that he's all about player development. James told reporters in September. So he doesn't really care much if he come much. Let me see. He doesn't really care if you come in here and you're maybe not doing so good at the first couple of years. He's all about development. So just getting better in practice every day, getting stronger in the weight room, right? And so, yeah, he got to get better. This is a good look, I think, for Bronny James. He didn't that exhibition game that I seen him play. He didn't really look comfortable. And this, in my opinion, this is the only way Bronny James is going to be able to get into the NBA. And just imagine, like I said, being a three-star recruit, and you want to be in there, but you got to earn your way. I don't know if LeBron James and the people in his, if he did this on purpose, sending Bryce to a school where as though he can, he can just get better and develop his game. I remember years ago, a friend of mine went to Temple University, right, as a walk-on, and he wasn't good enough for a scholarship. What was his name? His name was Robert Lee. He played with Eddie Jones was there. I don't know, was Aaron McKee there? Eddie Jones, Aaron McKee, and he was a walk-on and eventually earned a scholarship, right? But his game when he first got there wasn't, it wasn't, he was good enough to make the team, but his game wasn't good enough where as though, he would have got a scholarship and he was a high recruit. He got there and he worked his way, he got some minutes here and there, but he was good enough to earn a scholarship. And that's what you got to do. You got to put yourself in position to earn your keep, man. And so playing with these guys that he's playing with, and this program that he's at, I think Bryce's game is going to be better than Bronny's game. Right now, it's not that because Bryce don't have the confidence. But the thing is, Bryce is not under his father's thumb. He's not under his father's watch. They go to the game. They might go to the game when they have a chance. I did see Bryce's mother at the game watching the game, and he getting support from her. But other than that, he on his own. He got to be his own man, and that's what's up. That's what's going to help elevate this kid. I don't know how much better he's going to get. I know he's going to get better though, playing with the guys that he's playing with at Arizona. And Arizona traditionally, has a really good program. So this is a good look for Bryce James. That's my take on it, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Bryce James. Do y'all think he'll be able to make it into the league? And knowing that if he do make it in the league, I think it'll be legit because he'll make it on his own merits, right? So make sure to like and subscribe. Also, don't forget to leave a comment. And with that being said, I'll check y'all out in the next video. Peace.